What's up, guys? This is Eric back with another video. So I'm out here at the park and I'm going to show you some cinematic footage on how I film some of my videos if I'm not in the studio. I like to come out here sometimes because I don't like to be bogged down in the studio all the time. But I always use either the LG V40 or the LG G8. Listen, these are my go-to phones when I'm filming, right? And I have the Smooth 4 gimbal and a MountainPod. And so in this video, I'm going to show you a small clip on some cinematic footage using all of these tools, right? And I'm going to show you some of the tips that I use to make this footage that I'm about to show you. So sit back and relax and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. All right, guys, so the 2-minute clip you just saw was done entirely on the LG G8 with a gimbal, and I used the Smooth 4 with Filmic Pro, but you can use the native camera app that's on the LG G8. Listen, the LG G8 and the LG V40 is a phenomenal, it's two phenomenal phones. I use that a lot for filming. I like using those devices because it works great for me. Now, you can use any device you want when it comes down to cinematic footage and stuff like that, when you're doing YouTube videos or anything in between. It's so weird that we can now do this stuff on a smartphone. Man, this stuff is unheard of. You hear this type of stuff done on DSLR and high-end professional cameras, but now we're at the era that we can do cinematic footage and movie type footage on a smartphone. Keep this in mind, that you're gonna have to have a device that have Pro mode or manual mode to get this done. If you don't want to use Filmic Pro and pay the extra money to get all the full version of Filmic Pro, that's fine. You can use the native app to get this done, but you have to have Pro mode. I'm going to tell you why. It's because you have to adjust your white balance, your ISO, also your focus points. Those are very important on the device. And listen, I criticize Samsung One UI and the Samsung devices for taking away Pro mode. Listen, man, not having Pro mode on the device is pretty much a no-win scenario if you want to get some cinematic footage on the device. Now, in this video again, I use the LG G8, I use the Smooth 4 gimbal, and I use Filmic Pro and Log. Now, what I'm going to show you real quick is how I edit the video. Listen, this was relatively simple. the whole part of this video was about getting the footage, and I took 30-second to 1-minute clips of different areas of the parks that I was in. Also, I showed off some blurry effect, and I did that on the Smooth 4 using Filmic Pro to get that blur effect. Now, you don't have to do that, but I like to use that to get that cinematic footage in my videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record my screen, and I want to show you guys how I did it on my video editing software. And I'm not using Adobe Premiere Pro to do this with After Effects. I'm actually using a relatively simple editing software like Camtasia. So I'm going to use Camtasia to film this really quick. Let's see if I can get in. All right, guys, so I'm recording my screen right now. And again, only thing I did was I took my 30 seconds to 1-minute clip straight off my phone and I put it in the timeline. And all the thing I did here is I just took the footage that I want to coincide with the next clip and the next clip and the next clip. And the only thing I did was I just put it in the timeline. Now, as you can see, the timeline is relatively simple. So some of the tips and tricks I want to show you guys by using a smartphone to get that cinematic footage, it don't matter if you do tech or anything in between, is that you have to think about planning. You have to plan, right? That's one thing that you have to do. Kind of give you some tips here. You have to plan how you want to have the video done. Whether that you write it down, you're gonna have your thoughts in your head. You have to plan how you want it done. You have to visualize how you want your video to come out. You have to think about, you know, everything that you want to put in the video to make it happen. So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing, of course, is the recording device. And I'm using the LG G8, which is a phenomenal phone to record cinematic footage. Not only that, but the LG G8 and the LG V40 is more powerful devices. The LG G8 has 128 gigs of storage with SD card support. The LG V40 has 64 gigs of internal storage with SD card support. And they work outstandingly well with Filmic Pro. Now, I shot this with Filmic Pro in log support. You don't have to do this, but that was my app of choice to shoot this in log support. So as you can see, as I'm using the video, the only thing I did was just put some basic text in this video. All I did was went from clip to clip and just added basic transitions that's already included with the software. With the editing software. I didn't do anything to this video. It was relatively easy as far as editing. As you can see, only thing I did was just add a clip after clip after clip, and I took many clips as I was out there filming, but I just took the best clip that fits the scene. As you can see, I just took the basic clips that I believe that coincide with what I'm trying to present. Another thing, part of the tips and tricks that I want to tell you is that music. When you put music in your cinematic film, it has to be the right song. It has to coincide with what you're trying to do. And then not only that, but every transition, you want to coincide with the music. And as you saw with the 2-minute clip, every time the music shifts, I change clips. So that's so important when you're doing this. Now, as far as the blur effect, with the Smooth 4 and Filmic Pro and the Filmic Pro app, you can do a lot of good blur effects and stuff like that. And I mean, it works perfectly for what I'm doing. Now, you don't have to do the blur effects, but I think it brings the viewer appreciate some of the hard work that you do when you're filming by using some of the blur effects. Now, in this video, it was basic, this clip after clip after clip on the timeline. Now, you don't have to use Camtasia or Adobe Premiere Pro as your video editing software of choice. Only thing, you can use LumaFusion, you can use anything in between as far as your video editing software. But overall, what I did today was a relatively simple process. You could do this on any editing software, even the free software, because I didn't put no effects in here. I just used the basic transitions and I used some annotations in this 2-minute video. Now I'm going to go in depth with future videos if you want to do some effects going into Adobe Premiere Pro with After Effects and stuff like that. Some of the green screen effects here that I have in this video. So, you know, overall, it was a relatively simple thing to do to make this video. I try to make videos when I film videos, I try to make it as easy as possible because I film every day. But if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Again, leave your comments down below. I will continue to do these tips and trick videos, and you know, different videos to help you guys out in your content creating if you want to be a YouTube content creator. See you guys on the next video. Peace.